John Maxwell said that attitude is one of the most contagious qualities a human being possesses. Now, that works both ways because we all know there's two types of attitude, right? Positive and negative. And the second quote that he says is, improvement is impossible without change, period. And you need to embrace change when that happens, because I don't remember who quoted this, but it's in my memory banks, that change, growth, and modification are inevitable characteristics of an effective human being. The greatest amount of wasted time is the time you waste not getting started and not taking income-producing activities. I mean, don't sit back and constantly try to analyze why things aren't producing results for yourself. Just do it. Get the job done and stop fretting about those who aren't responding back to you. Or worse, stop worrying about whether or not you're doing the right things. Just keep going. Keep forging ahead to accomplish that dream that you so want and people so want to achieve. When I got started way back in 1977 in the home business profession, I didn't know what attitude was other than, hey, don't give me attitude. Okay, when I was a kid growing up in a very, very, very harsh city, lots of crime in the city. It was in New Bedford, Massachusetts, fishing town, Portuguese town. A lot of Portuguese immigrants came from Portugal to New Bedford to settle and fish in that city. And very, very tough crowd. Was in lots of fights as a kid from bullies. It was just a tough place to grow up in. My point is that attitude was just one definition. Hey, don't give me any attitude. I mean, that was it. Attitude is just how you respond to things that are happening to you and around you. And it took me a long time to relearn what attitude is. And in the home business profession, I've seen so many people working their businesses, and then they stop, and then they have an attitude about themselves. Maybe they're not worthy, or maybe they're not doing the right things. And if they're not getting the results that they so crave and want to have, I've seen so many people get down on themselves when they don't produce the results as quickly as they would like to. And then they'd come back and they'd argue, well, I'm not getting any results at all. Is that what you want? No results? No. Well, then don't say it, because we get what we say. There's a book called Hung by the Tongue that talks about that. And a lot of times we hang ourselves by our words. And, of course, when I say hang ourselves, that's just a figure of speech, hindering our progress because we're getting down on ourselves too much in this day and age. It's just rampant in the minds of people, where when you respond and choose your response and realize that your response is a choice, there's a key right there. Responding to something positively and responding to something negatively are both choices, but what happens is when you choose one way over the other over and over and over again, what does that do? It forms a habitual way of thinking. And the habit of thinking, I'm not sure I can do this. Oh, I never succeed at this stuff. How come I'm not getting results? La, 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 la. And you keep reinforcing the negative thoughts of, I'm not getting results. I don't think I can. This isn't working. Da, 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 da. And it just keeps going on and on and on. Well, guess what else keeps going on and on and on? Attitude is the most contagious quality a human being possesses. And when you start to talk as though it's what you want versus reinforcing what you don't want, guess what's going to happen? It becomes contagious in your own mind, let alone those around you, because we either poison or help feed the attitudes of people around us based on what we say and think and react. And that's so vitally important. I've seen so many people complain publicly about lack of results, and what they don't realize they're doing, and some of them don't even care, but most of them do if they start to learn the power of attitude, is that you're affecting the attitudes of the people around you, and you're invading that. When I was not getting results 40 years ago, I got a phone call one day from my mentor, and he said, we need to talk. Well, The previous 2 weeks' meetings, which were in person every week, by the way, we didn't have the luxury of Zoom where people from all over the world can meet in one place. There were a couple of times where I was complaining to people in the meeting that weren't even, in my team about how I'm getting no results, lack of results. And he said to me, he says, Kevin, do you want to hear the brutal truth, which could anger you at first, or do you want to just talk about what you're having problems with? I didn't know what he meant by that, but the guy was brilliant. I mean, I was in my late 20s, probably 27 years old, and he was 62, right? I'll be 62 in about December 6th. So now that it's been reversed, he said, okay, here's the brutal, honest truth. He said, how dare you? And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, I think I might have told this story once before, but I just want to rehash it for a second. How dare you poison the thoughts of other people that aren't even associated with you, let alone whether they are or not? I said, what are you talking about? See, I didn't even know what he was talking about. And he said, when you talk negatively about how you're getting lack of results and lack of this, you're showing other people who are also experiencing lack of results, because every successful person experiences that. It's how you respond to those lack of results that determines the ultimate outcomes. And all this was new to me, but I was open to listening. And of course, I did get angry, especially when he said, how dare you? Because, my defenses went right up. But he was right. So we sit there and moan and groan and complain to people that aren't even on our teams. That hurts them. That hurts their mind, and we have no call to do that. But that's attitude. And then improvement is impossible without change, John Maxwell said. I'll just briefly touch on that. When you want to become better than what you are, in other words, you'd like to produce results instead of not producing results, something has to change. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, then you're going to get the same results. So attitude is huge. Improving without change is impossible. And everybody on this call can do whatever they set out to do as long as they maintain the sails of their attitude in the right direction, okay? So with that said, go and grow. Don't let anybody steal your dreams. And bye for now.